All right. Well, welcome back to Overtime Required, brought to you by Lone Ape Studios. I am David. I'm my other co-host here today. With me is Devin.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
So, what's going on with you guys?
Well, we finally got the studio set up. Took a little bit of trial and error, and I think if I ever have to untangle another cord in my life, it'll be too soon. But
No
studio's
joke.
looking great. Made a few upgrades here and there. We've got our.
It does. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
it does.
this
I mean, we
state
started
of the
at a
art.
good level, but this is just something else entirely.
Oh, yeah, fantastic. I love the ideas you brought to it, and with the TVs and the cameras and everything. I mean, it looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely went a little overboard. I mean, instead of having just a regular PC now on your end, we've got a freaking curve monitor gaming PC so that you can see everything you need to.
That's what I'll be doing over here playing, Doom or something like that while we're doing the podcast.
Yeah. I'm just talking, and you're over there playing Galaga or something. That was what movie was that? That was an Avengers movie when Iron Man goes, "That man's playing Galaga." Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did. Oh man, so what's been going on with you, man?
I've just been keeping busy. We've been staying at it with the companies and everything else. Got a big move coming up, moving one shop to the next, and the media company. Settling down on all the paperwork, all the legal stuff for it. Of course, the back end, but been having fun with it. The name, loving what we're coming up with. The logo, the animation logo. I love how it's not corporate at all, which is great because it's the first thing I've ever gotten to do that doesn't have that corporate structure. Love it. So it's gonna be really fun to animate that.
It feels a lot more personal. And kind of a smaller, structure to it, where it doesn't. You don't have to be the cold businessman in it. You can just kind of be yourself,
Absolutely, yeah. So what are your thoughts on that? Like, for instance, we with a podcast, and I'd love to do a podcast where we go through for everybody else that hasn't put one of these things together. What's incorporated, and trying to actually get in some more details. And I would love to have some like video clips that pop up on the screen to show kind of the progression, different equipment, and all that stuff, because it is just enormous. And to get the kind of 4K or 8K quality we're getting, even if the audience can't always see it, but it's there, it's available for them. The audio is so crisp, right? The mics, the system, I love it. And I would love to be able to share that with the audience and let them kind of get a back seat to see, kind of behind the scenes. That's what it is.
Yeah, I've thought about doing some videos like that where we kind of, hey, if you want to do this yourself or you want to kind of start your own podcast, this is kind of what you need to look forward to, because we didn't have anybody to warn us, and when you and Desiree started Sex Marriage Food, no one really was there to warn you guys, hey, or give you any kind of details of, well, you're going to want to make sure you've got these kind of cameras. Mics is going to be a big thing. Your lighting, the lighting alone is a nightmare.
Nobody tells you about the lighting. You think, okay, this will be enough, and then you get into it, and we got lights here, there, and there.
I wouldn't have thought that deep into it. I would thought just turn the damn light on in the room, and we're good.
Right, and you got all these different types of lights, too, and different softness and brightness and everything else. So it is in-depth, and it's fun. It's a learning curve that is it's a mile long at least. But it's definitely worth it, and the decor and the sound, the audio goes with it. It's fun. But yeah, that's it. So how do you feel about this? Like, for instance, taking it from, I guess anybody else would have just say, hey, you want to do a podcast together, and they'd grab their phone, put it up there, shoot an episode with probably some wireless mics or something. Maybe not. I don't know. Whereas I go big or go home. If we're going to do it, let's go to the top, right? Where basically I've pushed you and everybody else, the team, to say, no, let's not only start the podcast, right, but the TikToks, the YouTube channels, and we've got a big announcement on that coming in the next episode. But then to say, okay, no, we're going to make like a megacorp structure at top, and actually be a legal structure where it's Lone Ape Studios. It's the one that's over the top of all the channels.
Different channels. Yeah. That's what I'm excited for, is the ability to be able to diversify this. Right?
But what was your take on that, though? Impression from going from, okay, let's shoot a podcast to,
it was definitely different for me, because coming into it and having expectations that were like, okay, it's going to be a small time studio, and but here we have some of the best equipment, we're set up just like some of the big players out there, and now it's just the easy part. Now it's just putting in the actual work of it. And we always seem to be in overtime. It is 11:45 at night. we're getting a severely late start tonight, but it's been a hectic day. Like I said, we've got a lot of the other media channels up and going. Lone Ape Studios has definitely got its work cut out for it. With got a few gaming channels up and going, and got the podcast itself, and we've got Desiree's Realty channel, which seems to be doing pretty well.
Yeah, no, I'd like to see that kind of turn more into kind of a reality TV show. I know I think we've gone back and forth on this, and you make a lot of excellent points about, it's YouTube, what viewers are going to expect, kind of where, my generation's more thinking, conventional TV, but, doing like a hybrid of it. But I would love for her channel for the real estate stuff, because especially what we're doing, we talked about this a little bit last episode, but where it's reality, kind of, you don't really get to see necessarily the back ends of what your realtor does, right, or your real estate, agent does, and then what's the difference, of course, so it'd be great to kind of follow her behind the scenes on her channel, which we're looking forward to. And we got the drones, we've got all the different, point of view cameras, the gimbals, and that's a nightmare and a half, but all these things to bring kind of a back scene thing to the production of what she's doing. And I think would be really educational, be fun to watch, because it's chaos. We went out and did that last shoot with her at the closing, I think it was, or a walkthrough inspection of before the closing. Walkthrough. And you had the sellers there that were still kind of moving out, the buyers, and the chaos. And I had that one little kid that checked me on the driveway.
Oh, that was hilarious. So
yeah.
I'll tell it on the mountain. What's going on?
Tell it on the mountain.
I'm gonna put you on the spot here. So we pull up to this in this neighborhood, and it's a very single lane road. Not a lot of space for multiple vehicles or anything. And I'm wearing David's massive F-350, and we come over this little hill, and there's a kid on a little. What would you call it? A little RC or
no? It was one of those Jeep Wrangler electric,
a little mini electric
toy cars.
Yeah,
you get down the store, yeah.
So he was coming out of a driveway at the same time, and so Desiree stopped. David stopped. There was plenty of reaction time. It's not like we almost hit the kid or anything, but it was hilarious because the kid stops in the middle of the road and just stares David down, and we were sitting there, and he threw his hands up like, what are you doing on my road?
He checked me on his road. He threw his hands up. He's looking up at my bumper, yet he's the one like, what the?
It was funny because I've seen you do it to so many people.
Right.
And to be able to witness you be on the receiving end of that and your reaction to it was amazing.
Yeah.
And then even after that, we get up to the house, and it's one of the homeowner's kids, right? So he's following up the driveway. And you get out, and you went to go and fist bump him or say something to him, and he's like, "No, I don't mess with you like that." No.
He just ignored the shit of me. Before he even did that, though, remember when he backed up? So this little kid threw the little Jeep Wrangler into reverse, backs up off the road, right?
And then just stares you down as you went by.
He parallel parked himself on the grass there by the bush and stuff, and then stares me in the ground. And he throws another hand up like, Go.
What are you waiting on?
And then the driveway scene, I'm like, hey, good job, little man, stuff like that. And he Mad Maxed me, right? Just 100%. Totally I was like,
yeah, watching you get absolute teabagged by a 6-year-old was highlight of my day.
Dude, I was both proud, angry, embarrassed. But it was like, wow.
Yeah, because he did it in front of his mom.
He did straight in front of his mom. He did not care.
Shit. No.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
No, that was a good point. And then trying to get the drone footage there, that was hectic. And of course, we get rained on every freaking time we try to do anything. So,
well, and then we flew the drone, and we were in a hurry to get the drone together because Desiree was like, "Oh, we got the buyers here, the sellers here, we got other stuff. We got to go." And so we're trying to throw together this Snaptane drone, whatever that we ended up returning because I don't think it was very good. But
yeah, your heart's so set on DJI,
It's just, whatever.
And I'll admit, it's better quality. DJI is better quality.
Yeah, it is. But trying to throw this thing together, get it all hooked up, and then once we did it, we didn't. The batteries all 3 batteries had 1 to 2 little checks left, so you had 3 to 5 minutes of flight time,
just enough flight time to get the few of the basic shots and come back around on it. And then you decided to trim some hedges, which was funny to watch.
Yeah. Come over and you see the drone just shake, but. I was saying so, but that's the kind of back footage, behind the scenes stuff that you're seeing like House Flippers, right? You seeing those shows?
Yeah, like flip or flop. Or,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you see that. You don't see the chaos that goes behind it. The cameraman dropping the $20,000 camera, right? You don't see, the little ground guy. He trips over the cords and stuff and face plants it.
Did you ever see that video where they're filming inside of like a china shop or something? And it's an old man or old woman standing in the middle, and she's like explaining, "Yeah, my whole life's work has been collecting all this china."
Yes.
And then this guy's got the boom mic, and it drops down into the footage, and someone goes, "Mike," and it startles him. I think he was a new guy, and he jerks it, hits the ceiling fan, and just wrecks every piece of china in that house. And then you see the owner just standing there like, "No, this can't be real. You did not just do that." That was that's a pretty old video, but it made me think of that, just kind of that hecticness we deal with and chaos on an everyday basis.
It is. And there's so many different elements to each show, to each channel. And of course, one thing my wife has become very good at living with is, I don't just do one thing. Like, hey, let's go do this. Like for instance, let's go learn to scuba dive. Let's go learn to scuba dive while we're learning to skydive and do it at the same time. That'd be fun.
That's the way to do it.
That's my
mentality. Jack of all trades, master of none.
Exactly. So it's like, well, I start one channel. Let's go start a gaming channel for my son that now I'm starting to get into. Tonight was the first time ever that I've ever played Minecraft. Which was funny because I actually left there and went in the kitchen. Well, you and the boy were setting up and playing and talking about craft and stuff. And I told my wife, I was like, God, I'm fighting back the urge to just like start beating you and my son up and just yelling nerd, because I was never that nerd in school. I was a football player, baseball player.
No, see, 100% was.
I did rodeo and stuff. I mean, it was like whatever athletic, I was there.
That's what's crazy. It's the exact opposite. I was 100% the nerd in
I know
school.
you were. I know. And that's funny. That's why I was like, I was really fighting back that.
But I'm really kind of glad I was now.
Hey, you know what? I mean, listen, even though I would have beaten you up in high school if we were the same age, I'm going to be honest with you. I'll be honest with you.
I haven't seen what you looked like in high school. So
I was pretty stunning. Yeah.
Stunning?
No. I was stunning's the right word. Just go the other way with it. But I think that's where I learned, honestly in high school, that's where I learned, you could be butt ass ugly, but man, if you got confidence or a big dick, either way, you're going to do fine.
3 C's, right?
Yeah,
3 C's.
Exactly.
Confidence, comedy, and cock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
If you got those 3, you're good. No matter what. It doesn't matter what you look like.
Yep. And I didn't have comedy at the time, so I didn't.
I was always funny. Yeah. That just came naturally.
Well, I think it was because you were funny looking, so it just had the people.
So I had a competitive edge.
You had a competitive edge. Whatever, I'll take it. Right. So there was that. So I just ran with it. I just said screw it, run with it. But
yeah, it's crazy to think back. Like I've definitely pulled out of my weight league or out of my a lot of the time. Like I look back on some of the people I've dated, and I'm like, yeah, in high school, there's no way I should have been able to pull that. And I've asked them before, okay, why?
Oh, really?
That's a dangerous question to ask, though. But ask why. It's like, oh, you're funny, and you're not a jerk. Which, I mean, there's plenty of women that love that too. So
that's the funny part, because actually, it went from not great to got better until it just maxed out. Yeah.
By doing, what are you saying? Like,
so what I'm saying in high school. So you're saying in high school, I think gone down. I don't know, but you're saying you were pulling the high end in high school.
Oh no. But I started in high school. No. I probably pulled the best at like. I'd say 19. 19 was a good year.
Okay, so 19 was a good year for you, and so like what I'm saying is, so the high school cheerleaders sure did all that stuff. Yep, all that stuff. But I didn't consider them to be. I don't know. Maybe it was where I lived, but I didn't think they were super hot. Maybe that gave me a competitive edge because I was the confidence. Because I was like, yeah, you're not that hot, so I'll talk to you. But as I got older and through the years, man, I started doing. My quality went up and up. So
yeah, I can kind of see
it actually peaked, and then I found that crazy chart.
So you weren't one of the types that peaked in high school.
No, I wasn't. That's where I definitely started.
Have you met?
But I found the crazy chart, and that's what I'm saying. So I dated a chick, and I don't remember her name. Jesus, that's scary. 15, 16 years ago. I dated a chick. She was down in Los Angeles doing photo shoots for magazines and stuff like that. And damn, damn, she was crazy. I mean, I actually got a call one time. We were gonna meet up one evening, and at this time, set date, time, place, and she didn't answer. She didn't show up. I was like, okay, whatever. So I call her up. I'm like, hey, what's up? And then shot her a message. No response. It was like 3 hours later. She finally hits me up, calls me, says, something like, hey, my ex-boyfriend, and mind you, this chick came from like Oklahoma. She was already crazy. We were talking online. She drove from Oklahoma overnight, worked at some like horse farm, weird chick, drove from Oklahoma to California to meet me. We hooked up a couple times, and then she calls me that night and says, well, my ex-boyfriend found me, kidnapped me, and he's got me in a hotel room. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, what do you want? And
are you calling for room service?
Yeah, I mean, what the hell are you calling me for? I mean, you're already late and stuff, so whatever.
You're already late.
So I don't even remember. I was like, I finally just had to run away.
I wonder if that was just an excuse.
No, like I don't
think it was real.
Maybe, I think it was real in her mind. Let's put it that way. I think that. But I was like, I just ran away. I just ran away from the whole thing.
I've always had a thing for the crazy ones.
Oh, the crazies are fun.
They're so fun.
But at the same time, it was like, you got to know when to walk away. And
You'll never be bored with a crazy one.
No, but that's the thing. Okay, then I married one of them, and I get it now. Right? I married her, had a kid with her, and that was 19 years of just misery. And I understand now when the guys say, you realize you could have just killed her, and you had been out in 3 years.
Oh yeah,
free and clear, no alimony, nothing to pay. No child support payments because you're going to pay it too. So guess what? I'm not condoning murder, but I'm just saying.
Just saying. I guess I'm lucky in that regard. I don't have any kind of ex-wife horror story for you, mainly because I don't have an ex-wife.
That's a good thing.
That's probably where I did it right. I got a few ex-girlfriends, but yeah, never took it that far. Tried to a few times, one way or the other, but
you tried to propose.
Once, and I didn't get turned down. It just didn't work out in the long run. We were engaged for a little while. It just didn't end up working out.
Okay.
So
that sounds fun.
Do what?
Sounds like there's a lot more to that story, but
there's a lot more to that story.
Okay, yeah.
But you couldn't pay me to get into it.
Yeah. So
at all. So
anyway.
What's the plan for the rest of the week, you reckon?
Oh, man, we got a busy week. So, like I said, next week's going to be all about the move. So, we're going to have to try to get everything done. That means finish out logo stuff. And that's the other thing, too. I want to get a couple different ideas. That's a great idea. You know what? We should throw the logos, the different designs out there on TikTok, Facebook, and stuff and get feedback.
You know what I'd love to do? I'd love to do where I've seen a few other channels do this where, once they put out a bunch of content, they'll tell their following, to tell the people listening, hey, any of you guys got, video creating experience or really artistic like that, make us an intro, right? Design us an intro, and you'd be surprised what people will come up with.
You know what? That would be a good idea. That maybe that's how that's maybe because I know we're going to be in a spot where we're going to need to hire creators. We're going to need to hire editors, people, and a lot of them can work remotely. That's a great. Awesome part about what we got going on now, but we will need that, and that'd be what a great audition that would be. Like, all right, hey, instead of like coming in for an interview, send us your best work.
Yeah,
right. Do this.
You can make it a competition. There's 100 things.
Slave labor. Internship. Sorry, unpaid internship.
Yeah.
No,
make sure you make that distinction. Yeah.
So
if corporate America can do it, we can do it.
Right, exactly. But no, that honestly, that would be a great way to scout some entertainment.
Yeah.
Entertainers and scout some talent and everything else across the board. Whatever we need.
That reminds me, we've actually got a few guests coming on.
Do we?
Over a phone call here in the next couple shows.
Okay.
We're gonna do some call-ins.
We've never done that. That'd be fun.
That'd be
I can't wait to use the new mixer board with that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be real fun. I think we're gonna have a railroad engineer come on. We're gonna kind of get his take on life and kind of what that life is like. I've got a few others lined up. I don't want to spoil the surprise too much, but yeah, I think it'll be fun. And we're even gonna set up next episode or two. We'll have a in-person guest star and see how that goes.
You know what? So with a couple of the guests, we'll get it lined up, and then we'll get it out there beforehand, and then we'll take questions. email questions, whatever, text, whatever we got. We'll take questions from listeners, and then we'll ask him that on the air. So, I'll just make somebody up. Susan from North Carolina asked,
Yeah, that wouldn't be very hard to do at all. And I think it'd be cool to kind of see
how do you go to the bathroom on a
see.
train?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's a question.
Yeah, and kind of find out what the fans want to know.
Yeah. I love that.
But we could take this really far. I mean, I want to get to where we can eventually do, live call-ins. That'd be really cool. And even doing live shows, which the live shows are coming soon. Right?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I did my squirrel. I literally just thought of something. Like, I have so many questions here, Robo Guy.
Yeah.
So many questions. Like, is it part of the job application that you be an asshole?
I think it generally is.
Because to go through a town or a city at like 2 a.m. in the morning and just run that damn train horn, literally a train horn. Do they teach you to be a prick?
I've actually heard him complain about that. He hates to do that, but he said that they don't have a choice. They have to. It's the Federal Railroad Safety Commission, something like that. They ride those guys' asses about. Hey, you come through a town, you come over, anywhere where the road crosses, lay down on those horns. Because technically, I think, I could be wrong on this, but from what I've gathered from him, if they come through an area, right, and they're coming up to a big intersection or something, or even a backwoods thing, right, if they didn't, give you warning with that train horn and you get hit by the train, even if it was your own fault, if you're just standing there like an idiot, it's the train's fault because he didn't make himself aware. It's
that
the
is
engineer's
so
fault.
Stupid. The Darwinism needs to be brought back because
the same exact country that we live in, where we have to put on a McDonald's cup of coffee. Hey, this is hot, or on a jug of bleach. Don't
told
drink
you
this.
that though, but that McDonald's thing, I support it. You do go back and do the research on it. I actually support that lawsuit big time because
maybe that one specifically.
Because that old lady.
But the fact that on a bag of peanuts it says "warning may contain nuts."
Yeah, 100%.
Come on.
No, and why does everything have to have? The California warning, this product is known to the state of California to cause cancer.
Yeah, why do I see that? Why am I seeing that if we're in Tennessee, exactly. If I'm buying a jug of milk in Tennessee or something.
Yeah, it didn't come from California.
No.
Stuff like that. It's like just California. It's like...
It's in case... I guess it's in case Californians travel down here and buy something.
No, I think it is because in case they ship some product to California in that case, but it's still just irritates.
But all that for one state.
Well, it's like putting on the little warning label on cigarettes and stuff. This product contains whatever and may cause cancer. Well, no shit, right? I mean, we've already driven this home.
Someone from California, like message us and explain to us if you know why the heck the entire country does that.
Because I'm sure I'm certain.
Because you never see this product is known in the state of Texas, right? You never see that
to give you hair on your balls. Yeah, to make you a real man.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
So good the world we live in today.
Yeah, but I got to ask him about the train horn one because it's the same thing for the firefighters. Firefighters and the ambulances. When it's 3 o'clock in the morning, there's nobody out on the road. Like all the lights flash yellow. Like there's nobody here. Don't stop. Keep going.
Okay, so this is my small town upbringing. I just realized that big cities like Jackson do that.
Yeah, like after midnight.
Yeah. Because I just lately going home late, I've realized that I've come through and I was like, are they really doing this much work on the light grid out here? And that's like, no, it's just...
No, because it's actually one of the small little things that the city of Jackson, Tennessee has actually said, hey, let's use some common sense. And they probably borrowed it because I know they don't have any, right? And made it that way. It makes more sense.
It does.
There's nobody on the roads. Why do I need to stop at every stoplight to get across town? Right? I'm already drunk. I just need to keep going.
See, that's one thing I like about being able to, especially when I'm on my bike, is being able to jump on and I have to stop for red lights.
That was a joke, but yeah, never mind. I do not.
Next time, tell a funny one and I'll laugh.
I do not support drinking and driving.
No, of course not.
When you're drunk, you should drink before you drive. Don't drive and drink.
That's even worse, Dave. I don't think you're quite grasping the issue there.
Hey, you know what Dad said? You can't get better at drunk driving if you don't practice.
Yeah, I wonder if what the difference is there. I mean, surely someone's won a court case on that.
No,
you don't think so?
I'm thinking no.
I just got in the vehicle. I just opened it. It's still a full can of beer. I'm not I'm not drunk,
Yeah,
but I am drinking.
What's crazy is go back and look at the videos, because when the law finally kicked in that no drinking and driving, right? Because back in the day, I remember this from being an 80s kid, 80s and 90s kid. I was born in the 80s. I remember, I think it was illegal back then too, but Dad still did it. But Dad, his friends, the coworkers, all that stuff, they did. Like, if you wanted to know how long it took your coworker to get home or a friend to get home, you just say, how long does it take you to get home? They'd be like, oh, it's a 2-beer drive. Or it's a 1-beer drive. Oh, man, it's a 3-beer drive.
I've never heard that.
Yeah. And it was like, okay, okay. It took you 3 beers to get home. So they just had this standardized metric for drinking.
Well, okay, how long does it take the
I don't
average
know.
person to drink?
Well, see, that's a good question. So, I mean, that they had their, I don't know. It was like this
I don't like that system at all. Is that a can? Is that a long neck? Is that a...
Well, I don't know. That's a great question. But it was, I assume it can.
Because I've seen people knock down a beer in a second
flat.
Right,
I know, but I think it's more like not shotgunning it, but just just casually drinking it. I think that was kind of the metric they used, but that was accurate enough for them to know, okay, you're gonna come to my house, okay, 2 beers, okay. I got an idea how long it'll take me there. It's like saying, hey, go 5 miles down that road. You don't have to set your trip. You just go, okay, well, that's a half a beer.
I think I saw an old video of that a couple weeks back, and they were doing interviews. And this was like, I guess it was made back in the 80s and 90s. I don't know. You could tell it was grainier footage and all this older video.
That woman in the truck?
The woman in the truck.
Yeah.
And they were going around and they were interviewing people like, how do you feel about you can't drink and drive? And they're like, well, this is bullshit. That's my constitutional right to drink and drive. And they were outraged. And then not only that, but it went back to the seatbelt thing. And in the video, she's got her 2-year-old son just sitting in the
he's smoking a cigarette.
He's opening his second pack of Newports for the day.
Yeah, his other brother's loading a shotgun.
But let's be honest. If you had a mom like that, you'd be smoking too.
Yeah, true. Handing her beers, popping them open, getting rid of the evidence, the old one. Yeah. But funny enough, actually, Montana, before they went all crazy, up a couple of years ago, it was still legal for you, kid you not, legal, it was like 10 years ago, for you to drive down the major highways, the interstates, through Montana, big sky country, with an open container and doing like 85, 90 miles an hour with like a shotgun loaded in the truck. That was still legal.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's
one of the last. Yeah, I could see that from Montana.
It was one of those weird things, and it was like they were late to it because it all came down to federal grant money for the roads. That's why the seatbelt came around. The states didn't give a shit.
No.
They're already paying for emergency services. They're already paying for that stuff to, go scrape you up off the ground if you didn't wear your seatbelt and, you ran into a tree. Yeah, it's part of it. But the government stepped in and said, well, if you don't mandate this and make this a law, right, then we're going to pull your funding. And then they all, one by one, they all succumb to the money. So.
It's a weird thing that seatbelt law is now. Just because I remember back when it was only like there was an age limit at first, wasn't it? Oh, man, it wasn't like everybody has to wear a seatbelt. It was like, okay, if you're under the age of 18 or something like that.
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't remember. I just remember as a kid crawling around the back of the truck, or literally the back of the truck. And that's a funny, like, seriously, my dad would be driving down the country road now, up in Washington or Idaho or something. And he would be driving down the dirt road, gravel road. He's doing 50, 60 miles an hour on this windy gravel roads, like a bunch of marbles driving on. He didn't give a shit. Mom's, of course, in the truck, sitting middle seat, right? Kids are in the back. And he did never turn around and stuff. He didn't see us in the mirror. He's like, he hit the brakes. If he heard 2 thumps, both kids are in the truck. Right? If he heard 3 thumps, 2 kids and the dog were in the truck. We're good.
Yeah,
he would do that with the horses in the back of the horse trailer. You hear the 2 horses hit the trailer. Yep, they're back there.
We rode around in the back of trucks growing up. It was starting to go out of fashion by then.
Yeah,
but I grew up in small town Southwest Georgia, and we didn't really have a lot of cops to worry about, so no one really cared. But that used to be the best. That's some of the best memories though. Sitting in the back of an old truck and just running down dirt roads, and I tell you what, that's my biggest freaking disappointment moving to Tennessee. Y'all don't have dirt roads up here.
No.
Not in West Tennessee. Y'all have gravel roads. Like, you know how much I miss red clay from my hometown up in those roads? Like, it's so different. Like, the clay down, we never got ice like y'all get up here. But that red clay, I mean, it's about just as bad.
Yeah. So what I think is crazy, like Jackson, Tennessee. When my first winter here, it was crazy, right? They were talking on the news and radio and all this stuff. Hey, we got a big storm. And of course, you go into the bank and stuff. Hey, did you hear about the big storm coming? Yeah, I know it's coming. Yeah, okay. Oh, this will be a big storm and stuff. Banks would shut down. Schools, businesses, and stuff would shut down damn near a week before the storm hit, which made no sense to me at all. It was like, this made no sense. And then the storm would come through and we get a half-inch ice or a quarter-inch ice in pockets, certain parts of the city and stuff like that. And people could not drive on anything, snow, all that stuff. Now, ice, it can get a little aggressive here, But where I'm from, Northern Idaho, by the Canadian border, man, our houses are built differently up there.
Right.
You know, you get up in the back, they're like almost A-frame houses because they got to be designed to take that much snow. I took my wife up there a few years after we were engaged. I think after a few years after we were engaged, married or something like that. And I was telling her, she was a California girl, completely based, you know, in the warm weather, never really a snow girl. And said, I'm like, no, you understand? They make 2-story houses up there for a reason, right? It's because the second story, like for instance, we're on the second story here. You walk out, there's no deck, there's no balcony, there's just a door. She didn't understand that. I'm like, they make it that way so that way when the snow piles up, 12 to 15 feet a year,
you can still get out of your house. You
can still get out of your house, right? Because you can't go out the front door and you may not be able to go out the garage doors and something like that. So that's how you get out.
See, in Southwest Georgia, we never really had big snows. I think it snowed like 2 or 3 times my entire life down there. Maybe, I think 2, really. And calling it snow is kind of loose, too, because it was really more like just loose ice falling. And, I mean, it's not something you could really even make a snowball out of. If you tried to, you made ice balls, and they freaking hurt. Let me tell you something. Me and my brother used to leave welts on each other with them things. But, I mean, like I said, like twice my entire life, maybe once more. Now, it got cold enough to freeze. And what my dad would do is he set up a sprinkler, you know, over some bushes, and you know, overnight it would freeze and create icicles and all. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, when I come up here, man, the first snow I witnessed up here, it was ridiculous. Like y'all got, I think the first winter up this far up north for me, I saw like 3 inches of snow, and it was nuts to me.
3 inches.
And trying to drive on it was completely different too. And it was the first year I was up here, and I didn't have my truck. My daily was a 1986 Honda Shadow V-Twin 1100, and it was my first bike as well. So I was dailying and a 30-year-old bike, 40-year-old bike in the snow, not used to driving in the snow, not used to a motorcycle yet. Yeah, it was not very smart. But man,
yeah,
I love you.
Not a bicycle.
Not a what?
I mean, not a bicycle or a bike. Yeah.
No. No. Well, that only lasted for a few months, but
see, I mean, we had motorcycles. The more ice, the better. We drive them across the lake and stuff, but we put the snow tread tires on them.
Yeah.
I was in the little pigs, yeah, and that was no problem.
Harley makes a street glide now at Harley dealerships up north that have tracks, right? Almost like a
okay.
I don't know what to compare it to, but I mean, you can get they call it a snow glide, I think, or something like that. But yeah, it looks pretty cool, man. I mean, I imagine it's about like a snowmobile kind of feeling, but it seems like it'd be less stable.
Yeah, because snowmobiles were, yeah, I've ridden them, a bunch of those.
Yeah, I've never been on a snowmobile. I've never been on a jet ski. It's wild. Never been on a jet ski.
Never jet ski.
Never.
What about Sea-Doo?
What's the difference?
One is like a sit down. The other one is you start off on your knees and then you stand up on it.
No.
A little more balance and yeah. Interesting.
No, I mean, we went to the beach like maybe once a year, maybe growing up. And I mean, we were never really the power sports type family. I mean, if I wanted to go somewhere fast, I'd have to jump on one of our hogs.
Well, I know, I was growing up on the ranch. I mean, we didn't do anything when it was like work.
Yeah, that's how it was for me.
So you found a way to enjoy and love work, but at the end of the day, it was still driving fucking T-post in the ground and putting barbed wire up.
Oh my God, man! I forgot about that since you said that. I was probably 17, 18 around the time, and I hadn't moved up here yet. I was still in Southwest Georgia, and I was putting up a T-post for some reason, and I was using a post, T-post driver.
Yeah.
And I brought that thing. I done hit it about 10, 12 times, and I brought that thing up the last time, and it caught on the edge. And and so instead of going down, it went back.
Yep.
And it was flat to the top of the dome, man. That sucked.
My mom, same way.
Dropped me to the ground.
My mom, I did the same thing to her. She was out helping us. I'll tell you what, that woman was, man, she was tough, built like a a solid iron to be able to take that driver, take one to the head. She's bleeding, like blood's running down her forehead and her stuff, and she's still out there just driving away, like, no, I got to finish this like 10 miles of fence before I can, wipe the blood off my head. Dad and me are like, stop. Jesus, stop. But, the woman, they forgot to put the quid in when they made her. It was just...
people are getting softer as it
Oh,
comes.
my God. I have to, compare myself to her. And you know what's even nuts is my grandma, her mom was even worse. Way worse.
Really?
The woman was a welder back in World War II and stuff.
Jesus.
Walk into like a biker bar and like nobody's left. She was tough. But, yeah. So, yeah. There's a farm life.
Yeah, I hated it growing up, but I look back on it now with fond memories. 100%.
Yeah, because I got to say the difference. I've had a lot of people work for me and stuff, but you're like not the first farm kid, but certainly you picked up the best qualities of it. And you're like your work ethic. You're tired. You still keep going. You don't quit when the job you're tired. You quit when the job's done. And yeah,
I think my dad would be proud to hear that.
Yeah.
I think he would.
I'd glad to say that.
And what's crazy is it how much I despised it in the moment. We were kids.
Of course.
All we knew is it was hot, and we didn't want to be out there because our garden growing up was the size of a football field. And I'm not exaggerating. It was about 100. It was almost exactly 100 yards long. I think it was not quite as wide as a football field. But we had all kind. We had corn.
That's a big garden.
It was huge.
That was a big garden. You can almost see not a garden. That's a straight up farm.
You can see it easily on Google Earth, still to this day. But
you can see almost everything on Google Earth these days. Come on.
No, without having to zoom into it that far, because it was bigger than our house.
I kind of feel like the map's here, and you're like, yeah, you can see it from there. You're pointing to the whole of Earth.
No, seriously, I have to pull it up for you sometime. It was huge. It's harder to see now because they kind of let it go back. Back home.
It looks like brush and
it's more green. But if I actually traced it out for you, you'd be like, wow, that's
funny because I grew up on multiple different places. We traveled, and Dad was an entrepreneur, but we settled on like 5 acres, and then
really we were on 5 or 6 right at the same.
We did 5 acres, and then he leased out or ran on somebody else's property. It was 100 acres or more, thousands acres, I don't know. And then we moved because he was an asphalt like engineer or something, and we moved to a new location. The guy managed to lease like 4,000 acres that was backed up to Forest Service. So as a kid, teenager and stuff, man, I had all that to run around with, and that was like it was insane.
We had plenty of woods to play in growing up. It was more fields for us, but no, so what was your? I'll tell you what mine was kind of like. I'd like to know what yours was as far as kind of your daily routine as a kid and as a farm kid. For me, it was, we'd wake up around 6 a.m. Mama had breakfast ready. Mama or Daddy would wake us up, depending on what time of year it was. Daddy worked cotton gin, and he was gone a lot of time during the fall and winter, gin season. So, it was 6:30 a.m. We were woken up, ate breakfast, and we didn't even change in school clothes yet. We were still in our pajamas, running outside to feed all the animals, feed and water the hogs and the chickens and the rabbits and the ducks. I could go on and on, but come back in, get dressed ready for school, and then earlier on we'd catch a bus, but eventually we just, Mom would take us to school. And you get home from school, the first thing you do is your homework. That was kind of most important thing. After the homework, you had outside chores to do, and that homework better not take you more than an hour to do.
Right.
Because if it came about dark and you weren't done with your chores outside, you didn't get to stop.
What phase of childhood was this? Younger years, middle years, or older years? Teenagers?
No, middle year. I'd probably say from the age of 12, 13 to 16.
Okay.
Somewhere in that age.
Okay.
So, you get done with your homework, and we'd go out and, again, feed, water the animals, and then it was garden work. It was either, picking okra or going through and weeding rows and rows and rows of beans or, potatoes. I mean, on and on and on. And we grew all kinds of, we had a lot of fruit trees, peaches. We had strawberry bushes down through there, watermelons. I mean, we grew all of it. We even had banana trees. And it's crazy that, bananas, like actual wild bananas, I guess you call them, are not, they're so different from the store.
I've heard that.
They're shorter, so they only get about that big, about that long, but they're fat, and they taste citrusy. They do not. I don't know how I guess it's a different type of banana, but the ones we grew kind of just right there. We had 2 or 3 trees that we got from my aunts. Like I said, they tasted a lot different, but they made really good banana bread.
Oh, I bet.
Really good banana bread, and that was kind of the family dynamic there. Is the kids had school and worked in the garden, and Dad in the winter and fall, it was gin season, so he didn't have a lot of time at home, and Mom was definitely cooking or cleaning, and she even got out there and she did plenty of the farm type work herself,
right?
But canning and canning and making sauces and preserves, jellies. I mean, on and on and on. It was a full-time job by itself, but we had support too, because that 5 acres land we grew up on. It wasn't 5 acres all of our own. It was my dad's parents' land, and it was split among them. So if you turned on our driveway, you come to our house first. But it was mostly land, a huge piece of land in the front, probably I'd say 1.5 acres, 2 acres right there that you would see immediately. And then our house sat there. You go on down the driveway, you've got my grandparents' house, and my grandparents' house was grandkid heaven, because my grandpa, he worked kind of different hours, I guess, and I kind of had more time at home on the weekends and all. They didn't do a whole lot of gardening then, but he loved to woodwork. So growing up, especially with me kind of in one of the older ones, I was helping him a lot woodworking, and we built an entire, almost a carnival, from scratch right there in the yard. And we built, you've seen the rides where it's a T and it swings around real fast and swing on each end.
Yeah.
Built one of those. We built our own merry-go-round.
Oh, wow.
Tree house. And rope bridges. And we had a zip line that run from grandparents' house up to our house.
Yeah,
it was every bit of probably 75 yards. And it was long, 50 to 75 yards easy. So had that. And then if you went on down, you had my aunt and uncle's house. So we all kind of lived on that one little property, and everybody kind of pitched in and helped. And it was, but looking back now, I see that I'm really thankful for the way I was brought up, because I see that it put me in a different kind of category from other people my age.
It definitely set you aside, 100%. I mean,
well, it kind of sucks, because it makes me really to where I almost can't stand a lot of the other people in my generation, because it's so different, such different morals, such different values. It's so different to think about.
It is. Yeah. 100%.
So what was kind of your day-to-day like growing up as a kid, as far as in that same kind of range? But y'all traveled a lot more than anything else, right?
No, we didn't do a bunch of traveling. No, I mean, there's an old saying that said, behind every successful rancher is a wife that works in town.
Absolutely.
So it was true. Dad worked. Dad did most traveling for his job. Mom worked and stuff. So it was me and my sister, and we got, depending on what time of the season it was, like you talk about feeding up the feeding the animals and stuff. Yes, had to get up to do that, and that was a fight, of course, especially the wintertime. Do you remember the horse troughs, stuff like that? They'd freeze up, and you got to go out there and break up that. And then you get soaked, and you're like pissed because now you're already cold, you're freezing, you're in your your house slippers trying to, stay warm, but I don't know. So there was that. So fought with that and stuff. The electric fences, and we had the animals, the bulls, and the cows, the horses, and. Yeah, I don't know, man. It was completely different. Like I'd just sat up a horse and I'd leave. I remember I was like 11 years old, 11 years old. I just sat up a horse and I'd leave, and I'd come back the next day. Just like, yep, no big deal. In fact, one time I was driving this road, or riding up this road, I had the horse, my pony. It was a pony. It wasn't a full horse. It was a Shelton pony.
You should have just kept that as a horse. The story sounded cooler.
No, because I was 10, 11 years old. It's cuter this way. Come on. And 10, 11 years old, and I had this like Shelton pony, loyalest damn animal I've ever had in my life. And I've got this pony loaded up. I've got a 30-30 lever action rifle. 10, 11 years old. I'm packing that. And I had this it was like a 10-shot 22 revolver. And just going up the road. I got a fishing pole got a can of beans. Oh, I had a can of peaches too. Just a couple little condiment things because I was
homemade canned peaches. Homemade canned peaches used to hit the spot.
I didn't have that. We still had the store bought stuff, but
even those used to be good.
It was so sweet.
They were even sweeter.
Terrible for you.
Corn syrup.
Terrible for you. But had that, and then just a couple things of seasoning. You know, I mean, I was gonna catch a rainbow trout, or I was gonna catch a rabbit or something, and that's what I was gonna cook up. And I remember like this car came up behind me and stuff, and I was like, oh, look back. I was like, oh, that's the local sheriff or sheriff deputy. I only had like 2 of them in the county or something. And, oh, hey, David, how you doing? You know, and I'm like, oh, I'm doing good. Doing good. Well, what you got going on? Oh, I'm going to go camping. Oh, okay. You know, you see anything? You know, yeah, I shot a squirrel or I shot a snake. Oh, that's great. Yeah, did you keep it? Yeah, I cut the rattlers off this rattlesnake. Oh, let me see it, you know. Here it is, a 10-year-old kid with a 30-30 lever action rifle, a 22 pistol on his hip. Didn't care world. It had, I mean, just
it was like a different world.
A different world, different place, and it wasn't like, oh my God, you're a threat, you're dangerous. No, it's like kids going out to go shoot something, you know. But I mean, it was gun safety that was drilled in your head, you know.
Well, that was something even my parents used to tell us. We had a, you know, I think I'm thinking back, I know we had 22s, a couple of 16 gauges, all kind of, you know, just little smaller guns starting out. And I think it was a while before I got a bigger gun than that, you know, as a kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, we used to be told, you know, hey, go out there and shoot something. You know, that was an activity. That was a direct order. Go out there and shoot something.
It was, yeah. Take a gun and go shoot something.
Yeah. Get out of our hair, you know?
Yeah, get out of the house.
And that wasn't bad parenting. I mean, we learned so many lessons out there like that.
No, it was actually funny. It was one time, God, my mom was at work, and my sister and gun safety was not in this case. And I had to pump up BB guns. And the damn BB gun, I pumped it up, and I thought I emptied the shit out of it, right? And so we had these little berries that I would put in there, and I'd shoot at the wall, the fence post, and it would give a blue or a red, you know, kind of paintball effect. Well, one time, loaded this gun up, and I thought it was empty, and I shot my sister in the damn arm. Oh, fuck. I sat there and I was like, you're okay.
Yeah. Hey, all siblings have known, I've heard that before.
She's like, fucking, it hurts. And then she's got,
don't tell Dad,
yeah, don't tell Dad, don't tell Mom, stuff. I was like, hey, you're going to be fine. And,
quit crying, you're fine.
Bless my sister, man. She was on my side more than she was ever against. And she tried, but I was like, yeah, this thing's in there. Like, shit. So, you know, get on the phone. That call was just terrible. So I called. I was going to make sure, control the narrative, right? I learned that early on.
Yeah.
Called my mom, and that was, you know, instead of like, oh my God, Mom, I just shot my sister. Hey, Mom. Hi.
Just nonchalant.
Yeah. How's your day going?
You asked her how your day.
And she's going,
how old are you?
Oh, man, I think I was like between 8 or 9, 8, 9, 10.
You were a crafty little bastard.
I was figured it out early. I was just like, you know, how's your day going? She's kind of, you know, Mom totally knew.
Up.
Mom knew, right? Something was up.
What'd you break?
Yeah, it was like, what'd you break? What'd you do? You know, and I was like, you know, I was like, how you doing? Day's going good, babe. What's going on? You know, and it's almost how it sounded over the phone, funny enough. And I was like, not much. You know, nothing's going on really too much. And she's like, my voice was just, there's more. Come on, how were they, right?
Yep.
You know. And I was like, yeah, so, you know, it's going good here. Nothing big, you know. Well, you know, little thing, you know. My sister's got Brandy's got a BB in her arm, but yeah, it's gonna be. we promised to get those chores done.
Just roll right on through that, yeah,
stuff like that. She goes, wait, what? What do you mean a BB in her arm? I said, well, it's not bad. It's not bleeding. Right, it looks a little purple, but it's fine, Mom. It's fine. And she's like, just trying to feed more. And I was like, hey, what happened? You know, I said, so the BB gun had BBs in it. Then I didn't get them all out, and I put the little berries in the thing, and I turned, and she was there, and I knew she was there. And
you were trying to shoot her with a berry, weren't you?
Yeah, I was trying to shoot her with a berry.
Trying to explain to your mom, like, well, hold on. If you thought it was a berry in there, what?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense
So
either.
my
Why were you
sis-
trying to shoot your sister?
Yeah, so my sister got hit with the berries and the BB, you know, and stuff. So I was like, shit, you know. So she, oh God, so she tells her boss, "Hey, I gotta go home. My son just shot my daughter with a BB gun." Oh my God, you know, it sounds like some terroristic thing. And she's like, "No, he loves her. You know, it's not like that.
It wasn't intentional.
It wasn't like he was trying.
He was.
just,
Oh no, but he was trying to shoot her.
He was
just
being
wasn't trying to shoot her with a
stupid,
BB.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And funny enough, that little thing right there, that was the light. That was such an amazing life lesson that I'm glad happened. That I'm not glad happened, because it was like literally from that point on, it was gun safety.
Yeah.
To a certain degree, right? Forward, going that stuff, and you know, took care of that and fine. In all fairness, though, there was another time, not my fault. I mean, we were sitting at the dinner table. Dad was on a job site, whatever. And it was just me and my sister. Yes, I was pushing on her leaning a little bit too hard on her at the dinner table. My sister, kind of poking, pushing some buttons. You know what that crazy bitch did? She grabbed a fucking fork, turned it over, and stuck it in my fucking hand onto the table. I mean, and Mom literally goes, "Well, you did deserve it." I got this fork in my hand, you know, between my muscles and tendons and all that fun stuff, stuck in my fucking. And she looks at me. My sister's a couple years younger than me too, and she grabs it and then she looks at me, cold eyes, freaking pulls the son of a bitch out, and went back to eating. Holy shit! So it kind of made me not regret that shit, you know, that domestic shooting, but
probably made you think a little bit before which buttons you pushed.
I was a little bit more careful from there on. But I mean, we did stupid shit, but we did
too.
You know what I mean? With those things, I remember we were completely unsupervised, absolutely, entirely, 100% unsupervised. And I remember like one time, again, we're gonna talk about the guns, you know, finding at a young age. I remember I had 3 friends over, and we wanted to play cops robbers or some shit like that, a war, or, you know, whatever, and we had no guns. So I was like, I know where I can get guns, but I was like, I was for 10 years old, amazingly responsible while being irresponsible, right?
It was that good mix. Yeah,
it was a crazy mix in that case. And I actually went in my parents' room, I grabbed the guns, the real guns, and I unloaded every single gun. And I mean, like, for a 10-year-old to go through, okay, lever action, you know, clear, stick your finger in there, total safety thing, clear. I mean, the full 9 yards. I grabbed all the ammo. Like, we didn't have a lot, right?
Yeah.
We weren't big shooters. We had them for, you know, some things. I grabbed every spec, every fucking little bullet and everything, and I went and I hid that shit. Like, I closed the door. Friends were not allowed in there, didn't see it, and I hid every round, everything. I hid that shit. But I cleared out all 3 guns, made sure they were completely and entirely empty, and then we went and played cops and robbers with them. So responsible but irresponsible, stupid thing to do, but still kind of crazy that you think that. You know, that you're like, oh, yeah, this is a good idea, but
I don't
it
think
was
we ever
a good
did anything
idea.
quite that crazy because I mean the gun stayed pretty locked up. I mean I guess it was kind of a
That's
middle
just the
ground by
start,
then.
bro. I keep going.
I don't know. As far as worst ways we've hurt each other, I guess as siblings, because I've got one brother, and man, we used to be hell on each other. We would hit each other with slingshots. I mean, and that's just the beginning. I mean, we would take PVC pipe. You know, just kind of, you know, regular size PVC pipe, nothing too big. And you could take it, and the kind of ground we had, it would kind of clump up.
Yeah.
And you
clay.
could run that PVC in there, and then you could take it and you could throw it like that.
Oh, yeah,
and
we
it
did
would
that.
clob up, and it would hurt. I mean, it would hit, and it would really sting. And then we'd get into pine cone wars. We'd always start out the same way, and it always end the same way too. It always start with, hey, okay, we're not going to use the green spiky ones. We're not going to use the little hard ones. We're going to use just regular pine cones, and then 5 minutes in, one of us gets pissed off because we got hit in a bad way, and we're like, you know, 10 at the time, and one of us grabs a green one, and then it's all out war.
Oh, for sure.
And that's when you have some bruises and welts.
But the ones that had the hooks, ours weren't kind of green, but they had the little hooks to them.
Yeah,
right. So those, I don't know what it was. You know, our dad's definitely my dad, and those generation watched a lot of History Channel, a lot of History Channel. So we got to see stuff like the sticky bombs used in World War II, and that's what we pretended those pine cones were, sticky bombs. But you threw them, so you'd throw them and you'd actually hit somebody and it hurt like hell, and then the son bitch would stick into their clothes.
Yep.
because it was all cotton clothes back then, type of stuff, and it would stick, and so you're like, yes, like a double kill, especially if it's stuck and stuff. So if you hit them and it stuck, it was a double kill.
We shot ourselves with all kind of things too. We'd use like we had like potato guns. We even had marshmallow guns, and you wouldn't think a marshmallow can hurt.
Oh no, yeah,
but a marshmallow can hurt.
Yeah, yeah.
We had we had plenty of BB guns. Me and my brother probably hit each other a couple times with BB guns. It wasn't as
Dude, BB gun wars
thing.
that was the shit. Dude, we did all that time.
The problem was by the time we were growing up, because y'all's BB guns probably weren't high power. We had 22 level pellet rifles and all that stuff. But we had one little Daisy Red Rider.
Yeah, but we had 22. We had some 22 pellet guns that were damn good. I mean, they were amazing.
We used them to kill squirrels.
Yeah,
we went squirrel
100%.
That's the best way to do
it. But
it.
see, I remember one time I got in this. We went out there on this. So it was like it was like a group. I mean, the whole damn troop of kids showed up from the whole town. Showed up, and we're all doing BB gun wars. Typical before airsoft. That's kids play. Like we were bringing. And I remember I never had the pistol, the airsoft pistol, or the BB gun pistol. And this one kid turned out to be the biggest bully. He goes, yeah, let's trade. I'll take your rifle. You take my pistol. And it was the spring action pistol. That was the worst mistake I ever made. Man, my rifle hit 100 times harder than his little. I pulled that thing out, load it, it's got a spring in it. Yeah. And I'd shoot him, and he'd just kind of like stand there and look at me. He'd shoot me. Man, that sucker hurt.
Now, we did have the little plastic airsoft BBs, the little green plastic
we never.
ones.
No.
We had those, and those freaking hurt too. They were lighter. They didn't pack as much of a punch as a metal BB, but them little plastic airsoft BBs, you get a pistol.
I see him. I saw a guy down at Harbor Freight was buying a new gun case for his airsoft rifle, and he's like, yeah, this thing's a couple $1,000s. I'm like, man, who's got money for that?
Yeah.
We just use BB guns, Daisy BB guns, and they weren't the spring ones. These are the ones like everybody, hey, Geneva Convention here.
Yeah.
Right? We'd all get together and be like, here's them rules, right? Yep. This is what we're going to predict.
It was funny, even at a young age.
No more than 2 pumps. Right?
Oh yeah,
no more than 2 pumps
because they were the air power.
Yes.
Yeah, you had to pump it up. I had the it was a. I think it wasn't Daisy, it was another brand, but it was the brown one, and you could pump.
That's the one I had. That was. Do you know that same rifle today? Because I've been looking to buy another one for the squirrels and stuff around the house here. That same rifle is like $500.
Jesus,
it's gone up. I can't remember the name of it. It is
it was like $100 growing up.
It was nothing growing up. It was nothing. I remember as a kid going to Walmart, and we would buy. Dad would buy the 500 pack of 22 long rifle rounds for like $10.
Yeah.
$10
a lot more expensive now.
$7 to $10 was his budget. And we had so many boxes of them. It was insane. He picked that up like an extra jar of salsa. Right. And I remember out on the ranch and stuff, I'd be walking down the street and just start going looking for squirrels and little rodents and, typical pack rats, a lot of those. And, I remember having handfuls in my pockets and stuff like that. And then I remember I'd walk out 3 miles type of thing. Okay, I'm ready to go home. Get a soda pop. Yeah. Soda pop. And
fucking Yankee.
Yeah. Oh my God. Actually we didn't even call it soda pop. It was I'm not going to have a pop. And something. So I start walking around. I'm like, man, I'm getting all this ammo's heavy. I'm tired of walking. I'm holding the gun. And I remember just throwing the bullets in there and just pop. I'd shoot leaves on the way, and I'm just walking, trying to get rid of ammunition because I wasn't going to waste it. And I remember just shooting at nothing, absolutely nothing, just to get rid of the ammo. Nowadays, it's inconceivable to think about wasting ammo.
Yeah,
So
speaking of hunting and stuff like that, what do you think the strangest thing or kind of most unique thing, I guess I'll say, that you ever killed, cleaned, and ate yourself? Full process.
Well, I
mean, squirrels, rabbits, that kind of thing. That's kind of normal. Did you anything really?
No, it's not.
Anything really bizarre?
Bizarre?
Or just kind of even more outside the norm.
Okay, outside the norm. Because I wish I could say, yeah, I was down in South America on this. No, it's not me. Love to, but it wasn't me. I would have to say honestly, rattlesnake.
Rattlesnake?
Mm-hmm. Did a rattlesnake.
See, I never cleaned and did it myself. I have tried rattlesnake.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me the weirdest one.
It was.
I guess what most people
not
call
bad, but I learned it was extremely chewy.
Yes,
and extremely chewy, and
does not taste like chicken like they say.
No. And honestly, but I learned later on in life, like I'm gonna take my son out, we'll do it, and good seasoning, man. But I mean, that's the secret of life, though. I mean, you look at what's his name, whatever on Meat Eater on Netflix, whatever.
I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name. Awesome hunter. Look up to him. Great guy. And I'd love to hunt with him sometime. Hopefully this podcast gets big enough. I'd love to go on some hunts with him because I know Joe Rogan's hunted with him and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, that would be insane.
I love his morals. I love his ethics. I love his practice.
I wish we could get back to that as a country, man.
Yeah, he's a great representation what hunters are. But he ends every episode doing the same thing. This is what I hunted. It was an ethical shot and stuff. And then he cooks up and he's seasoning. Oh my gosh, he does a fantastic job. And that's the secret to life, really, I guess. But yeah, I know it is because I mean, for crying out loud, think about it. Wars have been fought over seasons. Yeah, or seasonings.
Some of the earliest wars. That's where it all started.
Well, right.
The war was built. I mean, that's kind of like spices. And
the spice road and all that stuff. But yeah, other than that, there was a rattlesnake. What about you?
I think most outside the norm probably have to be pigeon.
Pigeon, really? Pigeon, it just didn't seem like I'd. Yeah.
You wouldn't. Okay, so it is kind of odd. So,
but you shot,
cleaned,
really,
and cooked and ate.
Wow. Okay. Poor pigeon.
Don't start that. Don't start that. No. At my dad, the gym that my dad worked at, they had a lot of pigeons. And go out there and they're a nuisance.
Oh yeah, rats. For sure.
They're nothing but sky rats. Anyway.
And then he means cotton gin. For those that don't know, cotton gin. He wouldn't actually work at a gin mill. I mean, cotton gins. Yeah.
Cotton gins in Southwest Georgia.
South, yeah, for sure.
So, we go out there and you take a couple shotguns, 16 gauge, and a couple.
Damn, that's a lot.
That's 16 gauge. Is not bad.
No. For a bat flying rat.
Well, they're fast. They're fast and they're you can't get really close to them.
But I've seen the pigeons around them gin mills. Man, they're fat. I mean, they're.
But I mean, they're still quick, and you can't get close to them because they're not. I mean, they're not. Still not.
Okay.
They still don't like people in general.
A 10 gauge would just work just fine, but
probably
small. Because that's what we hunted with, the quail, pheasant, and stuff like that. It was 10 gauge.
No, you've got it backwards.
No.
Yeah, you got it backwards.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Have I got it backwards?
You got it backwards. Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, I thought. So a 16 gauge is smaller than 12 gauge.
Yes, it is.
That's okay. That's what I was saying. You're saying you guys use a 10 gauge? That's fine. But
we use a 10 gauge.
You said, wow, like an 18 gauge is a 16 or 18 gauge is a lot.
No. What I'm saying.
I misunderstood you.
You misunderstood. What I'm saying is a 10 gauge rifle is smaller BBs.
And I thought you said a shotgun.
Shotgun. Shotgun. And it moves up.
But a 10 gauge is bigger than a 12 gauge. And you got
buckshot, and it starts moving up bigger. But your 10 gauge is your smaller shotgun. That's the smallest BB. Your 12 gauge, I don't know. That's actually a great question. I never thought of it. I
think we've got it backwards.
No. 10 gauge. We'll look it up. 10 gauge. You do.
Yeah. Look at so. But anyway, so yeah, we go out and get about a dozen pigeons, and frog was fun too. But I think pigeons is definitely more kind of outside the norm. But yeah, I mean, you take them and the only meat on them worth anything is the breast meat, right? They don't have a lot of wing meat or anything, so you just get the breast. The meat is red, like deer, it's a dark red. So it's not like chicken, right? It's the meat is dark red, and you fry the breasts are nugget sized, so they're perfect anyway. You fry them up and make a special sauce for them, and they're really good. And then the only other. I guess we used to go frog gigging. Frog gigging was fun. Oh, yeah. I love frog gigging. I haven't been in years, and we've probably been 2 or 3 times growing up. It wasn't as much of a normal thing to do, but we did it every now and then. That and crawfishing. Crawfishing was fun because we did it in a way that most people wouldn't. We go down to there was a creek about probably 20 miles from the house. It was a good little day drive. We'd go out there, be a day, and then come back. And we'd bring folding chairs, and we bring coolers and all, and you go out there and the water wasn't but about knee deep or less and crystal clear, and it was underneath an overpass, where this creek just passed under, and water's so clear, and there's a lot of concrete debris down in the creek, so you grab a piece of concrete or something or a rock and you flip it,
sure,
and the crawfish are under there, and so you take a goldfish net, put it behind them because crawfish scoot backwards.
Right.
You take we'd use my dad's welding gloves and stick it down there because if they grabbed you, they freaking hurt. And you kind of shoo them in, and they shoot back in the net. And I mean, we catch some, sometimes 2-3 inches long. And, I mean, they were good. We
have yourself a crawfish boil out there.
Mama would make crawfish etouffee.
Oh wow! And just to backtrack, so when I said 10 gauge, I forgot one more. 410. 410. That's what I was thinking. It's been I haven't owned a 410 in too long.
Okay.
Too long. So we had a 410. That's the smallest one. That's the smallest shotgun. And then it works down from there, 410. Then you got 28, 20, 16, 12, 10 gauge. So as you lower, the bigger the shot. So
okay.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay. The 10 gauge is you're more powerful. Yeah. Your heavy recoil. So 3.5 inch, Magnum shells.
Yeah, I thought so too. Because my daddy had a 10 gauge that his grandpa passed down to him, and it kicked like a damn mule.
Yep, that'd be
it'd knock your shoulder off.
But you see, I saw 10, but 410.
Yeah, so 410 is a little different.
And we used the 410. It was this little poo-poo, thing. It was great because it's small pellets, didn't tear up the meat. You know, it was just worked out great.
Yeah, for pigeons, I think we were using 16 gauges at the time.
Okay, yeah,
because just that was more just for help with accuracy.
It actually says the 16 gauges now. Obviously says bird hunting, bore diameter inches. No, it's nobody cares about that. But bird hunting, less common, expensive shells. Yeah, well, and all the shells are expensive nowadays.
Yeah, it's all gotten out of hand.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, as far as other hunting like that, plenty of small game: squirrel, rabbit, pigeon. Which pigeon was kind of a rare one, but I
got one for you. Surprise! The one animal that has pissed me off to no end, like to hunt, freaking turkey.
Really?
Turkey. I just can't seem to bag a damn turkey. 3 years I've tried. And I've heard that before. I think this year might be my year. They say usually it takes a couple years to kind of figure it out and kind of get in the groove of them little birds or the birds. But
what's your general hunting style with turkey? Like, as far as, gun choice or bow hunting, or how do you?
Oh no, I'm not bow yet.
I love bow
hunting. I want to get into bow hunting so bad.
I bow hunted as a kid. And
compound or recurve?
Well, my dad had a recurve, but at that age, it was like an 80-pound draw, and it was a little too much for me.
And you weighed like 40 or 70?
I probably weighed like 70 or 80 pounds.
Yeah.
So I mean, I couldn't pull it back, but I think it wasn't too long ago that it was probably about 2 years ago. He pulled it out of the closet. I was like, man, I never was able to pull that thing back, and I could actually pull it back. That was a good feeling. Like, being able to pull your dad's
I made
back.
it.
Because, I mean, and still just realizing, like, good Lord, Daddy's strong, like, being able to pull that back, I mean,
especially at those angles that
recurve is nuts.
It's not just, you look at the tree stand if you're there, or if you're how they pull, man.
But no, we had compounds, and that was kind of what we started on.
Right.
And it was a little trailer park, but we had out behind our shed, we had these big pieces of black foam insulation, black and yellow foam insulation. It was probably boards about that thick, and we would cut pieces of them up and get all over your hands. You itch like crazy, but they were perfect bow hunting targets, like just for practice because it stick in so well.
Yeah.
And we take spray paint and draw bullseyes on them, and I mean we always stay busy as kids like that. We were never inside, man. We were outside.
No, never inside. We had to be yelled at to come inside.
We were outside. I mean, we were shooting our bows. We were playing in the road. I mean, stuff like that.
See, I'd love to do the bow hunting, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it.
Why?
Because I had that. Yeah. I had that rotator cuff surgery with a bicep reconstruction.
Have you seen those?
I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it.
Have you seen the new compounds they've got where they don't shoot arrows, they shoot ball bearings?
Yes.
I want one so bad, and I don't understand how they're that accurate. Because you would think.
Well, because we make the bullet the bullet side to go through the air, and then we put the spin inside the barrel to give it that spin so it stays.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it would have to have some kind of.
So I don't understand how I'll tell you what's cool is that is especially when you go on like hog hunting, coyote hunting, and stuff like that, and even deer hunting was crazy. So you could go out with like a buddy, right? If let's say you and I are out in a tree stand or whatever on a blind, and we see the two perfect bucks come up. One of us is going to have to like pick, right? Because chances we're going to both get a shot. We're not Navy, SEALs. We're not snipers and stuff. So, you're going to scare one of them away. Simple as that. But here's the cool that they make this air-powered rifle that can do a 200-yard shot. And when it hits, like there's video of it, like this gun, it's air powered. Like I said, when that round hits, it's like a 50 cal round.
Jesus.
Right, for a pellet gun or for an air gun. And when it hits that deer, the deer falls right on the spot, and the rest of the deer just look at him like, "Hey, Steve."
There's no big bang.
Weird place to take a nap, right?
Big bang.
There's no big bang. And the deer just falls. And it's like a natural death, or the deer, like Steve just wanted to go lay down right that second, you know? And the rest of them just stand there and look at him, and they're just like, you know, they're just eating sitting there chewing on the grass and stuff, and not even thinking about it. And it gives you like, okay, hey, it's your turn. You can drop the deer you want. And it's like, great.
Huh.
I mean, it's funny we're outlawing all these guns, and we're calling stuff assault rifles, which is a joke, and all this stuff. And then you got this like air rifle out there that's like the silent sniper killer, you know, and stuff. And, you know, bring an air compressor with you from the contractor's job site, man.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
You know, especially one of our service trucks. You know, think about that big big compressor we use to run like the 1-inch you know, impact guns.
The Van Air.
Man, the Van Air. You hook that thing up to, you know, because you remember that service truck has got 2 massive air tanks underneath it,
right?
Plus the continuous flow of the compressor. So I mean, you just run a 3/4 inch line or a half-inch line.
Beat 200 yards.
I mean, you'd probably have to use a half-inch. You know, well, you could start off half-inch, dial down to like 3/8 down to 1/4 inch, because you just a little bit of air can go a long ways, man. You can,
because as you restrict it, you get more pressure.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't need a lot for an air rifle, so you could I wonder if you could probably run that thing a couple hundred yards out there, have an air hose just silently laying down through the grass. Your service truck's back there on the roadside. You know, I wonder how Fish and Game would feel about that. Like, am I shooting from the road? Kinda, not. I mean, I'm attached to the road
area there,
but I'm not on the road. But
You're
I have
100% right.
Yeah, but anyway, they're not ready for that conversation. But
no.
Yeah, I don't know. It's, you know what, the truth be told, I need to get back in hunting more. But you know what? One thing you would love to do is, since I'm a scuba diver and stuff, underwater diving. Do diving, but underwater fishing.
So what I want to do, the ones where they have that pole that draws back on elastic, and you let go and it shoots and spears it.
Spearfishing.
That looks so fun.
Yeah, the rubber band.
It's not the gun. It's a more manual.
It's just a handle. Yeah, exactly. It's like a slingshot, but
because I see the videos of down there where the lionfish have become so invasive, right? And that there's literally guys that just go out there, and their whole job during the day, and they get paid to do it, is just to do this, scuba dive with those types of spear guns.
Yeah, think about it. Makes sense.
And just spear lionfish. And they'll have these underwater bags that just stick them into.
Yeah.
I could watch it all day. It's so satisfying.
Well, see, it'd be fun to go out to, like, say, Real Foot and do that. Oh, you don't even need a scuba tank. You just snorkel, or just swim around. And
I wonder what the deepest
the crappie.
Yeah.
I think the deepest point of Real Foot Lake in Tennessee
it's not super deep.
I think it's like 8 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a mucky, dirty lake. And my in-laws live out there, and they're like, "Oh, we love this lake," and I'm like, "It's not really a lake; it's more like a swamp."
Well, I mean, think about it was created, right?
Yeah, I do. The earthquake opened up the Mississippi flowed backwards, filled it up, and then it sealed itself off, and then it's like the river was like, "Okay."
Imagine that.
I got my nut off. I'm gonna.
Imagine the amount of force, the amount of power required to make an entire,
probably kind of force an earthquake would generate. I would say.
Think about how much force that is to turn a river around. Especially like Mississippi. I mean, think about all that volume of water.
Well, it's I mean, I guess you say forest, but I mean, you can. I mean, look back at what was it? I mean, those towns, Virginia or something like that, during the old coal mines when they accidentally the oil guy, they drilled for looking for oil and they hit that old coal mine that was under the lake. The whole lake drained.
Really?
It was insane.
What was it called?
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna look. Yeah, you got to see this. Yes. I mean, but it took down that. I think it took out the town.
Jesus. Now I've seen videos where of like underwater sinkholes, or they'll start big the one that was in Louisiana back a couple years ago, that massive whirlpool that started from that, and it was taking in houses, and it was just incredible.
That was the lake. I'm gonna say this: the Lake Paynor, whatever, in Louisiana.
Oh, the one the real big whirlpool.
Yeah, November 20th, 1980.
Oh no, I'm thinking of a different one then.
Yeah, no, this one.
No, I saw videos of it just a couple weeks ago.
Dude, it was wild. It was wild. I mean, it just.
So they were drilling for oil and hit a coal mine.
Yeah. I mean, think about Louisiana.
And it just, of course. But so it just drained all out into the coal mine, or I'm guessing it
drained
a lot
down.
of erosion.
It was like a toilet.
They were drilling in the lake.
Yeah, in the lake. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't know they do that.
Let's see.
I've got to see this.
There's a little bit of it here. I mean, they're saying they flushed the lake. Here, I'm gonna make sure the audio's done. Yeah, dude.
We don't want the copyright.
Yeah, I mean, let's see if they got footage of it. There was a drilling rig. It swallowed the drilling rig.
Jesus Christ.
So you can see where they drilled down, like they were doing the thing, and they just accidentally tapped, and the water just keeps eroding and stuff.
And it gets bigger and bigger.
This entire lake turned into nothing but a funnel. And there was one guy out there on like a little fishing boat, like a little John boat. And I think there's footage somewhere of it. And he's on this thing trying to get away from those are trees disappearing, just being sucked down.
Jesus.
I mean, I couldn't even imagine. Like one moment you're there.
I mean, look at like 1 billion gallons of water just disappearing.
Yeah.
Just disappearing.
It's just, yeah. And you can see it's like it turned into just this gigantic toilet just down this hole. I mean, for it to take a drilling rigs, it took heavy equipment, it took houses, it took.
Well, because I imagine it constantly eroded that hole out bigger and bigger to where it could swallow that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's just over. I mean, it wasn't. I don't even think it was like overnight. It would just happen immediately during the day.
Jesus.
So you talk sinkholes. I mean, this thing was massive, massive.
We used to have a lot of sinkholes back where I grew up in Southwest Georgia. It was a big thing. Yeah, you'd have roads, random sinkholes, and big sinkholes.
Oh yeah.
Lake
Pignor.
Pagnor.
Yeah.
Pagnor. Yeah.
And so you can see that in the footage. I know you guys can't see it, but like this gigantic lake, and look, it's turned into a little pond, and look at that. That's where it's just.
Good.
I think there's got to be footage of like the drilling rig or something. Just it was like, oh, it was there, and then it's not. And just for it to swallow something. And drilling rigs are massive. So
I wonder if there was a consequence to the oil drilling company for that.
Oh, I don't know, man.
From the state or from the county.
I don't know, but
imagine what effect that had.
Imagine the effect that you bought a lake house and now you don't have a lake house.
Yeah, now you just have a house.
You just have a house looking at a mud pit. With a giant hole in the center. So
I mean,
at least you're not going to have drainage issues.
I wonder if it's ever going to refill. Like just
I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
because it's got the right kind of soil to be able to refill.
Well, that's a good question. How's that?
You see?
Yeah.
I mean, everything's reversible.
Yeah.
Enough time, I'd imagine. There's been some crazy things like that over the years, and especially that's not the first one.
It said yes, the Lake Pignor did refill, but not in the way you'd expect. After the catastrophic collapse in 1980, when the lake drained into the Diamond Crystal salt mine, the DeClamber Canal reverse flow, pulling salt water from the Gulf of Mexico back into the lake basin. This created a brackish lake, meaning a mixture of fresh water and salt water.
But it was a different lake.
Permanently altering its ecosystem, changed the ecosystem. The lake went from a freshwater to brackish. It became deeper from about 10 feet to 200 feet in some areas due to the mine collapse.
Good Lord.
And the mine was permanently flooded, obviously, and operations ceased. Yeah, no kidding. The lake is now stable, but its geology and hydrology were forever changed. So, So, you ever wanted a saltwater pool in your backyard? You got one.
There you go.
Just overnight. That's insane.
I like kind of getting into kind of the geographical thing about like water and springs. Back near where I grew up, we drive about 30 minutes, and there's Radium Springs, where they discovered. I think it was where they discovered radium or something, but they found it to be. It was this woman that discovered it actually, from what I remember, but it was actually they built a casino. Back in, I think it was like the 20s or the 40s, somewhere like 50s. I don't know, somewhere back in the 1900s, mid to late 1900s, I guess.
Right.
And they built this big casino and kind of club around it. And then for some reason, I think it was for insurance liabilities or something like that, or something went wrong, and they tore it down. But you still go there to this day, and you can see the water's crystal clear and blue. and you can see down the cave where there's where they used to dive down in there. Now no one's been diving in it for years,
Right.
But apparently there's some kind of I can't remember the element they found down there. I want to say it's radium, but that sounds off. I don't know. It's got to be that because it's called Radium
the one you
Springs.
avoid. But yeah,
I don't remember.
I got you.
I don't remember, but I know you're not allowed to fish it. You're not allowed to. I mean, it's really protected. It's right there in Baconton, Georgia, or technically it's Albany, Georgia, right outside Albany, and you can go and you can walk all the way around it, and there's pavilions and all, and there's a lot of plaques, and you can actually learn a lot about it and what all it was. It's just been probably 5-6 years since I've been down there, but I'm the kind of person I'd rather go to a spring in the mountains over beach in the summer.
100%. Yeah.
Anytime.
Well, I'm in the mix, but all right. Well, that's the timer. We definitely went over our limit here.
Yeah, I think that was a good episode.
That is it. So we will catch you next time. Until then, be cool, stay safe, hang out. I don't know.
See you next time,
wait
guys.
for us next time. Adios.